Dr. Pemper just gifted a sub. Thank you, thank you.
Aaron Mesa crack. Yep.
So I saw that to make us.
Okay, Aaron Mesa gets cracked by Reagan here.
Do you let people vote which video they which?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's fun.
So then you don't publish them.
Yeah.
Just publish
No, I
them.
can't. It's just way too
Way
many.
too much.
Yeah. That's why I let them ponder.
Ponder's good.
So.
All right, Ponder is good. That resolves for Reagan. As we were getting started, I mentioned Reagan. I think this is Reagan's first time playing on camera for all of us. The NYC legacy community continues to grow. I'm seeing new faces frequently. When I do get a chance, I ask them about their story. What made you pick up Legacy? You know, how did you end up here, kind of thing. Some of the players playing for a long time. Some of them not for that long. I mean, Magic the Gathering is a hobby. Some of them coming over from other formats like Modern and Commander and Pioneer and whatever. It's just very cool to see new people all the time popping up. You know, some of them asking questions like, I don't know, what do you think of my sideboard or whatever? The next crop of rookies of the year for 90s MTG starting to show up. We had some new players last year that our viewers on Twitch and YouTube got to know. Looking forward to seeing what Reagan and some others are going to be playing on stream this year.
Yep.
As Roland shows up and just drops 10 gift subs in the chat. What's up, Roland? Roland's in the chat, everybody. Phyrexian Dreadnought. It's going to resolve, consign to memory with its trigger on the stack. It's in. Phyrexian Dreadnought, everybody. Bolt revealed. I don't know if that's going to be enough to raise a Dreadnought. Roland number 3 on our all-time gifter leaderboard and has a founder badge. Roland, a pillar of our community, of course. Both on stream and IRL. Roland, a big reason why legacy events are firing in New York City. If you're one of the local community members, you know why. Roland's out there reminding people that events are even happening. Driving people around. The whole thing. Roland has a Phyrexian Dreadnought to deal with. It's going to hit pretty hard. Mishra's Bobble, Mishra's Bobble. Look at your tap card twice.
Cool.
Swords to Plowshares, oh boy. Well.
Yes. Doesn't do much blocking. Teacher, send a message.
Yeah, the Insectile Aberration, not a very good blocker right here.
Draw 2. There you go. Keep. Draw? Yeah.
Roland's hanging out with us today. Phyrexian Dreadnought. You know, I don't know what they were doing when they designed this card. They don't know what they're doing, Chad. They have no idea what they're doing. Did they test it?
No.
So sick of this crap.
Okay. Go draw.
Too bad.
All right, brainstorm completes. Yeah, Mr. Arch pointing out they probably tested it for Commander. Yeah, they just make all the cards for Commander, Mr. Arch. It's all very depressing. Sirius Poe, thank you for the reset with Prime. 13 months. Phyrexian Dreadnought is the way. Sirius is a Dreadnought gamer, I guess.
You take one now? Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Hype Train just started. Hype Train just started.
You're up.
Passing it back to Roland, who took a big hit from a Dreadnought. Probably not going to survive another one. Let's see what Roland has. Is it petty theft? Well, Brainstorm probably shuts that off. Is Roland done here? That is the game. Phyrexian Dreadnought, everybody. Moving on to game 2. Reagan up a game. All right, Roland on the play. One card on the bottom. Voodoo asking a great question. Will we see a null drifter in one of these games? It's possible. Some of these Dreadnought gamers are null drifting as well. See null drifter appear on stream a few times in these Dreadnought decks. I like null drifter. That's a cool card. Okay, mulligans have happened. Flooded Strand for Roland. Pass the turn.
Fury is so good against my deck.
Now plus 2 again, the second one also with the famous
Roland mentioning Middle Earth in the chat. Excuse me, can we keep this all Magic the Gathering lore only, please?
with the guy was like the pirate was probably already a problem.
Yeah, definitely. I think you want always.
What about the lore? Wasteland blows up Volcanic Island. It is gone.
Attack with both and then
Yeah,
the copy for 5 damage.
exactly.
Yes, exactly.
I can't block.
Yeah, Roland with a Sliver Queen playmat. Reagan with a Nethergoyf playmat. And sadly, I don't think we're going to see any Sliver Queens on the table in this match. But you really never know. I mean, it pitches to force, right?
I mean, the cards of a prison are always the same. Charlie's.
Yeah, Roland is a casual player.
But then the
Brainstorm happening here.
I mean, okay, it took you a long time to kill these things. Sure. And if I was playing Doomsday or something, you just lost the game. You did nothing. You did nothing.
At the end of that was all at the end of my turn, right? Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, it's fragile. It's very fragile. Okay, still on Roland's end step. We're cracking the Flood Strand, finding a Volk. And then passing the turn. Okay, so Roland wary of Stifle here. Playing around it. Roland knows what's up. Roland's played some Dreadnought. Volcanic Island. Tapped to cast a Stifle on Wasteland. So Roland has Stifles as well. This is going to get interesting.
Sure.
I will keep you.
Tameo.
Cards in. 5.
Tameo is in. Tameo's a good card.
draw.
All right, gets bolted. Fair enough. Nothing for Roland to waste right now. Another Tameo getting dazed. Okay, big plays for Roland. I see Reagan is holding a Volk, but protecting it from Wasteland for now. Ponder for Roland. High train complete. Thank you everybody for the subs.
And there's also the card. Okay. Okay.
I'll pass back to you.
All right, draws off Ponder, passes it back.
Sure.
Seems like Reagan is playing very careful to not get a land hit by Wasteland here. Just going to pass the turn again. Had 2 Tamios defeated, which is pretty big for Roland. Roland drops a Delver. Bob, thank you for the sub with Prime. 9 months. Appreciate that. If you're watching this later or watching it live, remember that you can subscribe and become a member of 90s MTG for free over on our Twitch channel if you have Amazon Prime. It's free. And Lord converted from Prime to Tier 1. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah. Because I know what you said.
I go to 20. Go.
Thundering Fall, Serval, okay.
Leave it on top. Yep.
Okay, left it on top. Delver's going to flip, revealing a Ponder. Roland getting the offense up and running. Stifle you, waste you, daze your thing, bolt your creature, swing with 3 power creatures. Roland doing all the things that Delver Decks does. Decks do? Whatever. Ponder. Cantripping too while we're at it. We saw in game 1, Reagan was able to slam a Dreadnought early, and then that basically won the game. That's still something that can happen in this game. Post sideboard, it's possible Roland will have more plays to beat a Dreadnought once it's on the board, but still can be difficult. All right, dropping that Volk now. Seems like it's go time for something. Taller Eric screaming in the chat, how come when no one talks about banning Stifle, talk about play patterns? You know what, Eric? Legacy players love having their lands blown up and countered and the whole thing. But not as a cast trigger, Eric. Come on. Okay, Wasteland getting a Pyroblast fired off on Insectile Aberration in response. Force of Will pitching Brainstorm. Brainstorm for Reagan now. We have a stat going here. There's a Wasteland targeting Volk, Pyroblast on Insectile Aberration, Force in response, Brainstorm in response.
There we go.
Okay, Insectile Aberration is safe. The Volcanic Island, I believe, is destroyed.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, so Volcanic gone? Oh, yeah.
Good thing that there is only one more sword. Just in case there's a
Insectile Aberration swings again. Reagan drops to 14.
One. Yep.
Reagan went after that Insectile Aberration with that Volk, and for now it seems like it didn't work out.
These are my ponders.
okay. Go to 3.
All right, that's going to speed up the clock. Dragon's Rage Channeler is in.
Only 3 types of fruit.
Only 3 types for Roland at the moment. No Delirium yet.
Ponder.
But Dragon's Rage Channeler could get Delirium pretty easily in this deck. Dropping a Tundra now. Swords on Dragon's Rage Channeler. It is gone. Well, we'll only gain 1, no Delirium. Okay, so Insect Elaboration sticks around. Roland resolving a brainstorm here, looking for more threats possibly, more disruption. It seems like eventually in this game we're going to have a fight over a Dreadnought on the stack. So that's where I feel like this is going. And that will probably decide the game. Both players with 2 lands, so both players a little bit vulnerable to daze. Alright, just passing the turn. I see Dreadnoughts in, at least 1 Dreadnought in Reagan's hand. We're going to do the dress down thing, maybe? Unsure. Attacker for 3. Swords. Insect Elaboration is defeated this time. Rolling go up to 21. Murktide. Well, it's a faster clock than Insect Elaboration. Looks like it's going to be full size. 8/8 Murktide is in.
That's it. Yep, pass.
We're like an opposite solve and going over.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, Wasteland allows another land to potentially play around days with a Dreadnought plus Stifle and or Consign. Or Consign. The life total for Reagan, though, still low. 8/8 Murktide on the other side.
Sure.
Could beat this Dreadnought in a race.
Go.
Stifle the Dreadnought's ETB.
Thinking on this one. States.
Dreadnought has entered. Reagan's trying to stop it from sacrificing itself. Roland thinking about the Stifle.
So go.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, Roland's going to allow a Dreadnought. Wasteland fired off. Mechanic Island down.
Good.
Flips. Okay.
It's possible that a second Murktide could end the game right now. We'll see.
Right back.
Petty theft on the Dreadnought. Okay, Reagan scoops it up. Moving on to game 3. Looks like Roland's resolving a mulligan to 6. Reagan has kept 7. Reagan is on the play here for game 3. I see a Wasteland in hand.
Aaron Mesa.
Aaron Mesa gets cracked. Tundra. Resolving a turn 1 ponder here. Looks like Roland's holding a force. Also has a wasteland, I think. I think I saw that. These decks are going to be trying to daze, wasteland, stifle the crap out of each other here in Game 3, most likely. Who will come out on top?
Draw plunder. Yeah.
All right, passes it back to Roland. There's that wasteland. Both players will be trying to stay ahead on mana here in Game 3. It's going to be tough, as I was just talking about. Fledge Strand gets cracked, going for a basic island. That could be one way to keep a land on the board, have a basic. Tameo. Tameo is getting forced. Pitching force. It's countered. Reagan's holding a daze? I think I saw a daze in hand, but I'm not sure. Do we daze to protect Tameo every time? Tameo's so good. Dragon's Rage Channeler resolves. It's possible I imagined I saw a daze and there wasn't one in hand. Wasteland takes out the Volk. I like that play. Attack with the Dragon's Rage Channeler, just 1 power right now. Looks like Roland has passed to end of turn with no land drop. Brainstorm saw no fetches. I don't know if there's a one in hand for Reagan or if we just got Brainstorm locked. Brainstorm locks can hurt. Raise your hand if you've been Brainstorm locked. Okay, Ponder could help the situation. Looking for land, most likely. Okay, leaving them there, drawing off Ponder. Found a Tundra. Prismatic ending on DRC. Pretty good. Rolling with no permanents in play. Alright, Wasteland on Tundra. Only 1 permanent in play for both of these players right now. Alright, Reagan found a fetch. Pretty good.
I'm at 10, right?
Yep, you're at 10.
I'll pass.
Alright, passes it back to Roland.
Got it? Yeah.
Alright, the fetch resolves. You know, a stifle on that fetch would have been pretty nasty. Roland goes for a basic. Makes a lot of sense.
You are at 16.
It sounds like Delver is coming in. Potentially.
Whether I should make that.
Bristol.
Alright, a Brainstorm. I saw a Phyrexian Dreadnought. We have a fetch land in play. I don't know if Reagan is doing the Surveil thing.
Fetch.
The phrasing of get out of there is scary.
You're at 10?
I'm at 10.
Oh. Yeah, like I'm trying to run, and then you say that. I'm like, alright. Let's like switch things over.
Alright, just a basic planes.
Just sack lands to go the next. Do that turn? Yeah. Drop.
This word and this one again.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to do it this way because I had,
Delver on Roland's side. Both players have shifted into just let's get some basic lands on the table, and hopefully I'll have some mana to cast my spells. Flooded Strand for Reagan, pass the turn. Reagan making the land drops. Roland is not. Just passing the turn. Flooded Strand cracked again. Okay, goes for a Volk this time.
Cards in hand? I have 3. Or, sorry, 4.
Rolling with 4 cards in hand. End step.
I don't think it's so. You have 2 minutes.
It's not as gonna move it to my hand.
I mean, but the thing is that you saw kicks.
Okay, just taking the turn now.
Yeah. Benefit of insight. Yeah, I said yes. I think I
Archive, trigger.
Okay, we are doing the Surveil thing. Meticulous Archive, Surveil, take a look, and just pass the turn. All right. Reagan, plenty of lands now. Ponder for Roland will resolve.
Cantrips and wastelands.
Cantrips and Wastelands, Reagan points out. Roland may be looking for more land drops. There's a very real threat of a stifle at some point on a fetch. All right, Roland's just going to pass the turn. Dress down on end step. Uh-oh.
Cards. 2.
2 cards in Reagan's hand. Roland's going to force that pitching daze. Why, you might be wondering? Phyrexian Dreadnought follow-up or Null Drifter could be pretty nasty. There's a Ponder for Reagan. Are the Dreadnought players still running Curie? Does anybody know?
Or the Pyrogoy.
That card was a little hot in Dreadnought for a little while.
Target any which one. So it was like in a tough spot. And the
Merge Intelligence. High Train Conductor Sirius says yes, but not a fan of it. Mr. Arch says the cool ones are.
without the knight, probably with another critter, like a small one, I don't know, like with a video inside there, then it was for the clock is not that right. With the knight,
just passing back and forth a bit right now. Raking plenty of lands in play. Rolling with 1.5 lands in play if you're worried about stifles. Got another fetch.
less magic.
I want to play as little as possible.
Alright, Scalding Tarn gets cracked safely. Roland's going to get to search for a land. Riveting gameplay happening now. Thundering Falls, Surveil.
3 games. I think they were quick.
Surveil.
Yeah, man.
Alright, drops a Stifle into the graveyard. That's not going to be super relevant right now, I guess. Yeah, this is going to be a case of who blinks first. Both players are aware that Reagan's going to try to make Dreadnoughts at some point. And there's going to be a fight over that. Roland might be preparing for it. But post-sideboard, Roland might have cards like a Braid or Meltdown or whatever to handle the Dreadnoughts.
That's crazy. That's how much filtering. Find it. Not here for better
Okay, now cracking a polluted delta. Finds a Volk. Unsure if the life counters were adjusted just now.
Maybe just leave one without life right now. That's right.
It's Numba says, I'm guessing legacy players are folks that had the cards already or are millionaires with spare time. I mean, I don't know. I can only speak for myself. My dual lands and stuff like that, I have owned for a very long time. Most of my reserve list legacy staple cards I've owned for like 12 years or something. I think I bought one dual land in the past 5 years.
Sure.
And one City of Traders or something. There are a lot of people in our community also that converted like just a bunch of Commander/modern staples into dual lands and stuff like that. Traded at conventions or whatever. So that's also something people do. You know, they turn some foil mana crypts and I don't even know, just whatever commander stuff into duels, and now they have a legacy deck.
Oh, okay, okay. That's fine. 1 or 2. 1.
Mr. Art says, I used to draft once, twice a week for years and converted most of what I opened into legacy cards. I did something similar about 10 years ago. Alfred says, greetings from Venezuela. Hello, hello. Are there legacy events firing in Venezuela? Swords to Plowshares on Delver. Are the Venezuelan Magic players aware of the card Caracas? That was a really stupid joke. I take it back. That was horrible. All right, brainstorm. All right, Alfred says yeah. Solving a brainstorm now is Reagan. Both players have hands of cards and maybe, hopefully, getting ready for a fight on the stack over some dreadnoughts. We're going to see both players without creatures on the board. Roland would love to get a 3-power flyer out there and start swinging away, or a Murktide. So far, other than Tameo, I don't think Reagan's running any other creatures besides Dreadnought, it looks like, right? Have we seen any other creatures from Reagan? I don't believe so. No Null Drifters or Curies or any of that stuff so far. All right, just passing the turn is Reagan. Not ready to fight yet. Brazen Borrow gets flashed in. Roland's ready to start attacking again. Force of Will pitching Daze on Brazen Borrower. Respecting the Brazen Borrower here. So, no 3-power flyer for Roland. Passing the turn. Murktide Regent, okay. Looks like it's going to be an 8/8. Well, it's getting swords.
So this resolves. Yeah, going into my second main phase. Yeah, sorry. I'm just wondering when you're doing it. So. Yeah, my bad.
Okay, so a little bit of a who has priority situation right here. You let the Murktide resolve, and then Roland would have priority again, but didn't end up really mattering. Days targeting the Swords to Plowshares, returning Thundering Falls to hand. Reagan wondering if there's anything we're missing that would have us not pay. It gets paid. Murktide is gone. Roland gains 8 life, which could end up mattering a bit.
Please give me all the life.
High Train Conductor Sirius says, I remember selling my Karn Liberated at a GP for $100 and picked up some volcanic islands. Now we have 14 different versions of Karn Liberated. Yeah. You know, having all the different versions of the cards and all that stuff has helped with buying into some formats and picking up some staples, I guess. Abhorrent Oculus. All right, we were just talking a moment ago. Does Reagan have other creatures? Here's a creature.
Exile 6. 5, 6.
Okay, the Oculus is on the stack.
Top 2, and then one goes graveyard, one gets put in the battlefield as a morph. Okay. Resolves. Yeah. What is the cards in it? 4.
4 cards in Reagan's hand. Abhorrent Oculus is a decent clock. Manifest Dread happens here. One card gets manifested. Tameo goes into the graveyard. Interesting. Yes, it is not a morph. It is a manifest on the battlefield right now. Not a morph. Thundering Falls, Surveil. Roland wanted that Thundering Falls back, which is why we dazed last turn. Dumps another daze. Perhaps we've manifested a Dreadnought. We're about to find out, I guess. Bolt you, says Roland. Uh-oh. Reagan drops to 9. Murktide Regent. Cleaning out the graveyard again to make an 8/8 Murktide. Well, that's going to block Oculus pretty well, potentially.
This is as you cast it? Or as you cast it? I want to Fire Blast.
All right, Power Blast counters Murktide on the stack. Roland passes. Oculus and a Manifest.
Combat? 7 before damage.
It might be better.
Dreadnought.
Phyrexian Dreadnought was manifested. 17 damage coming in.
Keep trigger. Yeah. Bitter days.
All right, another Manifest Dread. A Dress Down got dumped into the graveyard with Surveil. Or Manifest Dreads, rather. So, Roland now facing down an Oculus, a Dreadnought, and another Manifest. A Braid on the Dreadnought. Okay.
Target artifact.
A Braid. Force pitching D's, not tapping out. A Braid is countered. Bolt you. Bolt you. All right. Roland Says Bolt Bolt Pyroblast, but Fireblast, but the last card was actually just Unholy Heat. GG's. Reagan gets it. Well played. What a match. Roland faked us out at the end there. It was a little scary. GG's.